Hello, 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 hello. Welcome in, everyone. Get ready for the stream. I made it this time. I stayed awake. Last night I wanted to stream, and then I fell asleep. Now, I should have known better than listening to Shinri's stream to try and keep myself awake, because that man's voice isn't really the voice to keep you awake. But I made it this time. This took forever for Doe Baby to fall asleep. It was like an hour. I guess he still had a lot of energy, but he's finally asleep. So now we can finally do this stream. I got worried you fell asleep again. I made it. I'm here. I had a coffee later in the afternoon, so that may have helped. And I think I'm caught up on sleep a bit, so that's good. But I've been wanting to do this stream for a while. I've been slowly saving many Instagram comments sections, saving different posts with particularly interesting comment sections. So we're gonna look at them today. So I think I'll probably just jump straight into it. Just go right on in, see how many we get into. Let me I'll pause the BGM. But welcome in, everyone. Welcome Hero of Logic. Welcome Benji Koopa. Welcome Christopher Barnera. Welcome in. Alright, so let's see here. I probably have to go over here. Oh, there we go. I gotta go unmute it. First video. Hello there, Nicola. Welcome in. First video of the night. We're gonna jump straight in. Let's watch it together. It's always hard with Instagram. Since you can't like rewind it, you have to wait for the beginning. This one just kind of loops though. Alright, you ready? POV, you're trying to sit down, but you're a boy mom. So yeah, relatable. I don't know how much, if there's gonna be any like music issues, but oh well, I don't care. And the caption here is, there's no such thing as downtime when you have wild and crazy kids. Again, kind of relatable. Alright, now let's see what the comments have to say about this. First one says, just came to the comments to see how many moms are complaining about the use of the boy mom term. And there's 79 replies, which it's gotta be juicy. There's also, this is definitely just all moms, lol. Kids are wild regardless of gender. And that one's 68 replies. Evening Minna. Hello there, Long. Welcome in. So let's do this first one and see what people say. I'm sure it's good. Now let's see if we can get to the beginning. There's a lot there. A lot of replies. The boy mom thing would be interesting to kind of dive into. I know there's like a lot of content around quote unquote boy moms and what it means, or I don't know. I feel like with boy moms or like girl moms or girl dads, there's always an extreme, but I guess, you know, there could be the extreme side of it. And people make content kind of poking at that extreme side. I don't know if I've ever actually seen an extreme side. Let's see. I don't like the term because it sounds cringe to me, but I understand the concept. It's just the way it sounds is unpleasant to my ears. It probably also is like, it's more so what's implied with boy mom, because it could just be like, oh, I have friends that have just boys. They got a bunch of boys, they don't have a girl yet. Or, they just don't have a girl. So, I mean, it's a different experience. Oh, I meant to ask Popsicle a question that I think had been asked when Graham Cracker was on one time, of like, what's harder, who's harder to raise, girls or boys? But it's like, you gotta recognize they're different. The like makeup of a boy and makeup of a girl in a lot of nuanced ways is individual, but also very different. A lot depends on the kid. So before we get into this, for example, I was pretty crazy. I was quite the child. I had my many obstinate ways and crazy, reckless behaviors. Apparently, we had this really steep hill in one of our houses when I was like, I guess like 7 or 8. It was a pretty steep little hill, and I don't remember this, but the other day, mom and one of my siblings was saying I would go down the hill on my bike with my feet off the pedals and my eyes closed because it was scary going down. So I would just like full send it with my eyes closed going down the hill on my bike. So I was very much a tomboy and got into things and, you know, a little bit crazy and wild. But the thing is, my mom always said, man, if I had a boy version of you, I'd be in trouble. And then Bean came along. He's nicknamed Vanilla Bean since I'm Minna Vanilla, because we always joke that he's my delayed twin. He's 7 years younger than me, but our personalities and even just like how we looked when we were little kids, so similar. And yeah, he was an intense, especially when he was like up until age 5. He was, whew, yeah. Mom was right. Boy version of me, pretty intense. So anyway, we can recognize girls can be intense, boys can be intense. There's also boys that aren't as intense in some ways, but there's still a difference between little boys and little girls. But then there's just individual kids and how they express themselves, you know? So let's see, what are the comments? Saying people get triggered so easily, it's endlessly amusing. LMAO, right? All these kids are wild, but this is way too accurate for my 2 young boys. Because it's annoying how some moms feel that they have some sort of unique claim on having wild, difficult children. I have one of each, and my girl is way more physical, mischievous, etc. than my boy. So it's just an inaccurate stereotype. I'm not sure why it even exists. I mean, stereotypes exist for a reason. Again, kids are individuals, so your mileage may vary, but right? I hear you. I have 2 boys, so boy world is all I've ever known. While I'm not one for stereotypes either, don't you think there are some things that are just inherently different about raising a boy versus a girl? Hopefully she's not a wild teen, because then you will have issues. I found the thread I belong in. Yes, it's scientific, chemical actually. Girls, especially when they're younger, release much more oxytocin and serotonin than boys do, so it makes girls more calm. Not all the time does it happen, but this is why the majority of the time it does. Let's not take offense to science people. Interesting. Some boys are more calm, which is interesting. Again, they're little kids. They're all different little people. They're just individual little people. Doesn't mean that, you know, the stereotype isn't there for a reason. I don't know. It's nuance. Here's the thing. This is the key word is nuance. The comment sections always ignore nuance, and they just go back and forth. Do you say that moms of wild boys too? I don't know what that is. Oh wait, no. Not really. My girl likes music and football. My boy likes golf and video games. My girl likes climbing trees and getting messy. My boys prefer to be inside. They're both sweet and cuddly, and both enjoy spending time with me just the same. Maybe it will be different when they hit puberty. Let's see, what else are they saying? Yes, if the term girl mom was used, it wouldn't have triggered anyone. It's just that majority boys are more energetic. And that is part of it. They've got a different makeup. I'm pretty sure they have like more testosterone as like at young ages. There's a reason why it's much harder for boys to fit into the traditional like school system in young ages, because they just have so much energy. They need to move. Doesn't mean that girls can also have a lot of energy and craziness, but they're just different, okay? Again, nuance, but it's funny reading the comments. Stereotype is just about averages and generalities, so it will be applicable to more people than not. Yeah, basically. Again, it all depends. Between my siblings, I've got 4 brothers. They all have their own different ways they were when they were young and whatnot. And now, LMAO, right? All kids are wild, but this is way too accurate for my. Oh, that's the other thing is I feel like the comments will skip. Like, you'll scroll so far, and then it'll skip to the beginning, but it make you feel like you're still scrolling. Let's see, anything interesting from this thread? Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see. OMG, why do they do it literally every time? I wouldn't care if I saw a post aimed at girl moms. Same, people get triggered so easily, it's endlessly amusing. Oh, it's like the, it kind of starts at the beginning. Let me see if I scroll. Come on, go down more. Alright, let's check out this, 68 comments. Let's see. Let's see what the argument is. Come on. There we go. Alright, so what's it say? I agree. I have 3 grandsons and 3 granddaughters, and they are definitely different and also great. I also raised 2 girls and 1 boy, and very different. I'll take the wild boys any day over moody, emotional girls. I have a friend who, she had 3 little boys, and she was pregnant with her 4th. And I asked her, you know, like, if she was hoping for a girl or boy. And she was like, I don't know, boys are pretty straightforward. You know, it's just like, what are we doing today? Let's play with sticks and hit things. Yeah, that's good. And she was like, but when I play with my nieces, it's a different vibe of a more emotionally intense, or I guess probably more chatty. But she was saying it's different. She has 2 girls now. She's got her 3 boys and 2 girls now. But it was just kind of funny, that comment of like, little boys are straightforward. They just need to run around with sticks, which is true. Dobaby loves sticks. He's always finding sticks. He'll like try and get like the biggest stick and the most sticks that he can. It's just ingrained in them. Mom's duking it out. Dude, you have no clue. Moms are their own worst enemies. It's wild out there. Do you like going on Instagram a lot? I do enjoy it. I'll probably in a bit show you my Instagram Oshi. I talk about her all the time. She's got great content, homesteading stuff. And there's a good bit of like friends I keep up on there with, like, you know, that's all on my personal account. And then I made a Minna Vanilla account, and I need to post more. I was gonna try and make like different focus on like the food content, because like posting to Twitter everything gets lost, so I figured Instagram's a better place to post Instagram food stuff. I need to get around to it. I've made a few posts. I need to get back to it. Instagram Oshi, yes! She's my Instagram Oshi because she's the best and she's my favorite. Growing up with a brother, my mom has told us she was glad we were boys. My mom has made that comment too of friends that have had like sisters close in age. Now, I feel like I got an easy deal because in a way, because my sister's like 12 years younger than me, which has been fun, but also like, you know, it's a different dynamic. And I was like, I got married and moved away while she was still pretty young. So that part's kind of a little sad that I've kind of been gone a bit. But still fun. Get to hang out. She's cooler than me. Her fashion sense is so good. She's her own vibe. It's great. Very confident. Comes up with the coolest outfits. Struts around. It's great. I had a lot of fun hanging out in Seoul with her. That was fun. Alright, let's see. Anything else interesting from here? No, boys are wilder generally. Not only scientific, but anecdotally. I work in a daycare for 6 years, and the biggest thing I learned is there is no difference at all between boys and girls. They all have individual temperament, combo of their own personality and their environment. Plus, having my own son, nieces, and mom friends with sons, they're all so different, varying levels of wildness. LOL, but funnily enough, the girls, of course, are so bold and wild. Thank you. My son is super high energy and going through a wild phase at 4, but so at his closest friends at school, who are boys and girls, his best friends at school are little girls, and she is such a tornado. As much a tornado as he is. She is also high energy, active parents like myself. Those are your boys and your girls, though. My son is so calm and sensitive, and my nieces are so wild and loud. Haha, it just depends on the kid. Again, yeah, it all depends on the kid. But again, there's also a difference between little boys and little girls and just how they are, you know? But it just all depends. But yeah, it's funny people going back and forth. Hello. Did you just tell this mom that you don't believe what she said about her own children? The internet has made you all too brave. I don't think she did though. Oh wait, no, this person. Um, I think you're just over exaggerating, making things seem more than what it is. Yeah, that person does seem to be gaslighting or something. Let's see. Oh, see, it starts over. See how it does that? It starts over. We're back at the 3 grandsons, 3 granddaughters. Let me scroll a bit more. What else? Mama for 4 boys, send help. Yeah. Also, GC, just a mom. Let's see. Let's see. Came here to say this. Mom of a 16-month-old girl, and it's a similar situation. I mean, most little kids are gonna be like that. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, it's hard to sit no matter what gender, especially when they're little, but I find myself yelling, hey, all day to keep them from doing something dangerous or fighting or destroying something, even as they are older. Oh, there's a great one where it's like boy mom, but it's like grown, like teen kids. I'm constantly having to police my daughters too. I have a friend who her girl is such a climber. Whew. Raises your blood pressure when they can climb everywhere. Let's see. Yeah, LOL. I have 2 boys. Girls keep you on your toes. LOL. One time my son did a backflip off the couch and fell on his back. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown running to him, and he gets up and tries to climb a chair laughing. Or maybe just accept the fact that boys and girls are different and move on. I saw a video the other day about the child you can trust and the child you can't. I have one of each, both wild in their own ways. And be it gender or be it stereotypes, the hat fits. My wild girl is brave and boisterous, but knows her limits and I can trust her. The boy has little to no self-preservation. My mom says he's my clone, so I guess it's not all gender. Yeah, see, it starts over again. Oh wait, yeah, my first was a girl, and now I have a boy, and I deeply understand boy moms now. Me puts him in the bathtub so I can chill with him in a relaxing environment for once. My son craps in said bathtub. Always gotta be, gotta keep it interesting. All right, let's see. Oh, is there advice on how to handle that? I'm sure there is. There's always advice. I did the bathtub all the time when they were little. Never had poop though. Never in my life did I think I'd be jealous of a flex like that, but here we are. LOL, mine crapped in there and ate some. I never took a bath or shower with my kids ever again after that. Every day they find a new way to traumatize me. For real, at least thrice a day, I proclaim, this is abuse. I am the victim here. Exactly, we need parent protective services. I see great memes sometimes of like a new day of my toddler bullying me. It would be tough having one gender and then another, especially if you try to use the same strategies again, but it doesn't work. That's just any kid. You gotta find what strategies work for each kid. It really depends. Like, one of the boys, he was a very, like, I'm sure mom could tell it better, very sweet, kind of mild-mannered, very, like, sensitive. Like, he would get really upset if we told him, like, a harsh no. And he was just so la 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 la. Didn't want to take things very seriously, but also very sensitive. And so my parents had a hard time figuring out how to, like, correct him or discipline him in a way that made sense for him. And then randomly there was, like, this, one day there was, like, this big, thick catalog book. And I forget which parent was just like, you know, if you do this or you mess this up, you gotta sit on this book. And he was like, oh no, not the book. I don't want to sit on the book. That was the thing. It was kind of funny. I'll have to get mom to tell the story. All right, so boy mom. That was kind of a lighthearted post. let's see the next one here. When my husband... Alright, so when I get my husband to go out and do things with me on the weekends, me who is a stay-at-home mom, him who works a high stress and demanding job all week. Alright, so this should be interesting. Let's see. Alright, let's get into it. Being a stay-at-home mom is not as stressful and demanding as working an actual job. Hence why the husband is tired and wants to go home, and the wife is energetic and happy to go. Alright, let's see. There is 190 something comments on this. We'll skim the surface because there's more to go. Now, I think there's a good portion of the posts I have saved that are about stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home parents, and everyone always has an opinion. So I might only do some of the posts here and there and save the rest for later. At a certain point it gets kind of, you see all the same things, but sometimes there's new and interesting opinions or ways people say it. The moms will not be happy to hear that. Even stay-at-home dads are not happy to hear that. You know, there's plenty of comments that are like, yeah, I was, work the job and then at some point switch to the stay-at-home dad or something, and they're like, wow, this is eye-opening. There's the I think I have one of his videos saved. He has a lot of really good videos about relationships and such. And he's a stay-at-home dad, I think now. So it's like he's seen both sides. So he's really good at being able to talk about both sides. The response, 99% moms, LOL. Hi Minna, how are you? I'm good. Let's get into people's opinions on stay-at-home moms. Alright, let's see. First opinion. No, it's that staying home can be isolating, so you want to go out and live and see adults and talk about things you want to talk about. When you're at work, you talk to people, you're peopled out. They are both exhausting, especially if the husband had a high-stress job. Just different needs at the end of the day. That's a pretty good take there. Being a stay-at-home mom is so demanding and stressful. I'm like this not the weekends because I have another adult to be there to talk with and help with the parenting. Depends on the actual job you're referring to. Many of the things stay-at-home moms do are actual jobs when done outside the home, which is an argument many people bring up. IDK, I've done both, and sometimes I wish I was going to my old job all day. My new boss, my 2-year-old son, is not very nice to me. Again, being victimized by your toddler. Hi Minna, hi Lair, sadistic overlord. The only time I've wanted to go back to work is when they are teething, mostly because I breastfed and they like to bite. Yes, teething. Going to work is literally a vacation, lol. I think it depends on the child. I love my son, but it's mentally and physically exhausting trying to entertain and keep up with him. Okay, here, quick side note. There's a like a story on the radio the other day when I was driving, and it was talking about the rise of intensive parenting. And I didn't catch all of it. It seemed like the lady doing kind of the reporting on this story was taking a lot from some other guy's report or whatever study about parenting nowadays. Don't have to be high stress. Like if you've worked at a call center, you have a tendency to not want to say a single word afterwards. I mean, that's true. But it's like, as long as you can like go along for the ride and help out so that it's easier for mom to get out of the house, that helps. Anyway, so I think there's a lot of factors to this intensive parenting. Probably, a lot of it, especially nowadays, is, social media. Everything's all in your face. There's, things that are like curated to show like the perfect life, or, everyone has a course or things, which I don't really like. If you're not on Instagram, or maybe certain circles of Instagram, it seems like everyone has a course. Which, I mean, I don't blame them for it. Like, if they're, people are seeking help or support in different areas, and then other people are able to make a little business providing that support, that's always so expensive. Anyway, so this idea of intensive parenting is that parents nowadays are like hyper focused on feeling like they have to constantly be engaging and enriching their kids. Like, whatever the statistic of like spending a whole bunch of money, lots of extracurriculars, always like at the house feeling like you have to entertain them or engage, or if you're going on a walk, always like narrating like, oh, the leaves are changing. Do you know what causes that? You know, teaching them about the world, which the funny part is I was telling my mom about this, and you know, in a way, yes, that's how kids learn is, you know, observing and you teaching them. But my mom's comment was like, she was like, the kids are probably overwhelmed by your yapping all the time. Like, you're not giving them a chance to just think and hypothesize on their own if you're always just yabbering at them. Oh, and like the story was talking about, you know, compared to like the 70s and 80s where it wasn't like you weren't focusing all the attention on the kids. It was like the kids were kind of around as you were doing your adult stuff. Like you were playing tennis with your friend at the park while the kids played at the playground. I think the biggest factor is that a lot of social trust has gone away. We've lost any sense of looking like parenting is seen as very individual. It's like only the parent's job and no one else cares about your kids. Whereas like, for example, in Japan, kids as young as like at least 6, maybe 5, but like young kids, at least starting at 6, will walk themselves to school and to sports. And it's, you know, understood that the adults around them is just that social trust of they're kind of looking out, you know, for the kids around them, you know, helping out. Like I've experienced it when I've been out and about and, you know, kiddos having kind of a moment or meltdown, and there'll be kind, you know, locals that will come by and, you know, try and offer a hand or help pick him up or like give him a little pat on the head. It's very sweet. So we've lost that in the States, unfortunately. And I don't know if there's more danger or we're just more aware of the danger. But anyway, at this point, you're not really able to leave your kids unsupervised and let them go off into who knows where until the, you know, street lights come on. There's a factor there. But I think the biggest factor is, I guess, in like the 80s and 90s, there was all the parenting books and more research about like how the brain develops. And so parents, I guess, have been slowly feeling all this pressure to do all this stuff. Also, another note in listening to a different book one time, it was saying in like the, I guess, 60s, 70s, as like the Cold War was happening, there was this big like push of like trying to make all our kids smart to beat Russia, you know. And so there was like a big push there. I could be slightly off, but if I remember, it was something about that, and that kind of makes sense of like all this like super focus on like early enrichment and education and all these things. And so that's like a bunch of pressure on the parents, and I think that pressure is built up more and more to where like a lot of parents are like stressing so much they're like taxing their bodies and making themselves sick, like on the extreme end. And even if you aren't, in the conversation, the story on the radio, the other guy was like, is it just like certain classes that have the time and funds to do that? And she was like, I mean, that's how it started, but then also, even if you don't have the time and funds, you still feel that pressure. So anyway, interesting stuff. And my mom's other comment was just like, kids need space and to play. They need unstructured playtime. There's actually like talking about like Instagram businesses and stuff. There's a specific page I found that I was like, huh, because like her whole page is, I guess, set up aimed at people, the parents that feel this way, and they feel guilty for not always entertaining their kids, engaging with their kids. When really that's kind of doing your kids a disservice and just making things much harder on yourself. And so she has like these small little courses for helping set up the environment and different ways to help encourage the kids to play independently and build that skill. But it's like a whole, I guess there's a lot of, she talked about for her in her early motherhood, she felt like a constant pressure to constantly be engaging, and if she wasn't always playing with her kids, she was a bad mom. it's interesting. So anyway, I guess a lot of people feel that way. I never struggled with that. My days are interrupted by trying to keep the boys from hurting themselves or each other. I never felt that same pressure of like, oh, I have to be constantly doing stuff with them. But it is also tricky. Like, it is good to set up the environment and set certain boundaries and prompt them to be like, all right, you gotta play, figure it out. It's different hurdles to that, but where did I want to end this? But Mom also pointed out, she was like, if you talk to really smart people and you talk about their early childhood, they're like, I went and had a lot of time to play and think and just have space. Like, young kids don't need a whole bunch of extracurriculars. Like, I guess maybe if you do a bunch of early education kind of stuff to like prime them for like academic environment, I'm pretty sure the studies show like, oh, they'll be like a little bit ahead for a bit, but by the time they reach like middle school, it's all kind of evened out. And kids learn the best through play, especially in the first like 6 years. Is the best thing is unstructured, uninterrupted playtime and just exploring, being in the world, especially outside in nature, just being and letting them explore and grow and experience stuff. You don't have to always be chatting in their ear. As Mom said, it was just really funny, her reaction. Really funny. I just remember playing with toys while Mom did Mom things. Yeah, and also I aim for like, because this other book, Hunt Gather Parent, I haven't finished listening to it, but it was talking about in the West, we put too much focus on like the kid's only job is to play, when from a young age, like she went to other different small cultures or tribes and stuff to see how they worked with their young children, and a lot of them, it was like giving them a sense of, hey, you're part of this, you know, and giving them things they can participate in or have like a contribution to the family, because the young kids want to. And so letting them do their own thing and then come join in, instead of being like, oh, I need to clean, go away, you know, slow down, let them participate with you, is a good way to integrate them into the day-to-day. That's great when society is good like that. Yeah, it depends on the area. I'd say some places in the US are still like that. Yeah, there are still some, but then of course, even if you have an area that's decent, you're gonna have a Karen that's gonna be like calling the cops on you because, oh my gosh, your kid's outside the park. You know, it's just, I don't know. It'd be very hard to let your kids just be out in the same way they were several decades ago, really. My mom's style was figure it out for yourself and you'll be fine. Yeah. I think a lot of places that were kid friendly are not anymore, like waiting rooms. There used to be small areas where kids could play with blocks or something. I'm surprised not seeing that. I think COVID probably affected that too. I think a lot of things were taken away when COVID happened, and then I don't know if they've been put back, but that's a very good point. Is the US has gotten very, very, again, it's like, well, that's your choice if you want to have kids, but it's all on you. We don't care, you know, about the future of society or anything. And that's a big problem in a way. Man, you should see, like, gosh, I've got some about like airplanes and people being so mad that kids exist and go on airplanes. And of course, it's always the argument of like, well, it's the parents. Like, there's gonna be parents. There will be some legitimately like parents that are not doing what they can. I would say most parents are doing what they can, and even if it doesn't look like it to you, there's many, or you're like, oh my gosh, that child, how could it act that way, or how could he, you know, the child act that way. But there's so much that can be going on under the surface of what that child might be struggling with, how that parent is able to manage that, or what they're struggling with. I don't know. But yeah, the US is very like, kids are isolated. They like, yeah, that's the attitude, I think, that's crept into our culture, unfortunately, of like, it's your problem and don't bother me with your problem, you know. Also, neighborhoods not having playgrounds and stuff. Yeah, How can we expect a 3-year-old to sit still too? A lot of people also bring up the argument of like, I see more adults not being able to control themselves than kids on airplanes. How many adults have you seen throwing a temper tantrum? All right, let's see. Back to stay-at-home parents, but what comment made me think about this? Oh yeah, the trying to keep up and entertain them. Yeah, that comment is what stood out to me. All right, let's see. My wife watches our 4 children, all boys, and I can say with 1,000% certainty that her job is more difficult than every corporate profession. And the biggest thing about being a stay-at-home parent is it's never ending. It's very, very hard to put, you know, you're always there. And you do your best to like be able to get reprieves, but you have to work hard. And most of it is 24/7, and you especially because the kids are used to like always going to you, so you kind of become the default parent, and you got to work hard to like balance it. It's just exhausting because it's never ending. So as a stay-at-home mom, I miss working. Like you actually get to drive in silence. You get to have a lunch break where you eat by yourself and you can eat your food hot. You can go to the bathroom by yourself. Those are always the things that are brought up. I love my job, run my own business, have employees. I'm responsible enough I'm responsible for, and it's a breeze compared to a stay-at-home mom life. As grateful as I am to be able to be home right now and raise my babies, man, it is tough. I'm not saying one is harder than the other. It's going to be relative to everyone's situation, but the trip out on the weekends isn't because I'm refreshed and energized. It's a high to get outside and see the things from the truck window. My weekend field trip. No, it's that staying home can be isolating, so you want to go out and live. I think I already read that one. Let's see. Yes, I don't know why it always skips to the top. Let's see. Come on, scroll down more for me. Why is it loop? That's so annoying. I have a full-time job, and I have to disagree with you. Being a full-time mom is much harder. Hands down, hardest job. My job is extremely stressful, and I think just much easier work. See, again, it keeps looping. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Ah, that's annoying. Maybe I can make some of the comments go away. Why is it doing that? You can't turn off, like you can't leave the office. Yeah, it's like it's always there. And then gosh, the house on top of it, because I view like especially young kids, just keeping up with young kids and trying to keep them like fed and doing what they need in the day, that is the full time. The housework is very hard to balance while doing like handling kids. Like I like to think of the phrase like tending to kids, like raising kids isn't the hard part. It's trying to do anything else while raising kids. I think I talked about this on my little Zatsu of speaking of which, I hear a baby. I'll probably have to go in a second. Just trying to do everything else. That's hard. If you're only focusing on the kids, it's a lot less stressful. Because you can just focus on that. When you're trying to do other things like keep up with the house, whew. So that's, especially young kids, I view the kids, that's a full-time job. The house, as best as you can, both parents need to tackle. Because otherwise, the working parent can leave. Their workday can end. They can be like, I want to come home. I want to like my workday to end. But then if the other parent is like got the kids and trying to keep up with the house, it's like you need the house at least in some sort of order to be able to like function the next day. Then it's just like you never get a break. You never get an end of your day, because then you're staying up and cleaning while they're sleeping, and then you're attending to them at night, and then like it's just never ending. So let's see what else. Is it gonna actually let me see other comments? Come on. Let's scroll. It's very annoying when it does that. Why does it do that here? Let me try and go back to it. Because there's a lot of comments here, and it's being weird about letting me look at them. These websites have terribly designed comment sections. Yeah, I hate how it loops. It's so annoying. Let's see. Other way around. My job as a stay-at-home mom is the stressful, demanding one. He's the one that gets 9 hours to himself, gets to eat 2 meals in peace, go to the bathroom alone, comes home to a clean house and a meal. He's the passenger princess singing, not me. Your job isn't a job. It's your responsibility as a mother. You're one to talk. You don't even have kids. You just see them as a burden. Is that the same guy replying to himself? Who is he replying to? Oh my gosh, hang on. So she's saying, you know, yeah, she's really drained by the end. And he's like, your job isn't a job. It's just your responsibility. And you're one to talk. You don't even love your kids. You just see them as a burden, which she nowhere says that. Is like, is it a troll? Is it a bot? Okay, let's try and find bots. Oh yeah, this has got to be a bot. Got to be a bot. I know, what was it? There's the one stream Pippa did where she was talking about bots everywhere. Either message got deleted, or he is double replying. Yeah, he's double replying, because he's replying to her. Which, yeah, no, she seems like a real person. But it's like, it's gotta be a bot, because, like, nowhere does she say she doesn't love her kids. And it's, yeah. Again, I'll go back to my point of, if you got small kids, your job is taking care of the kids. You guys, everything else should be tackled the best way you guys can tackle it, you know. It's not a competition about who has the hardest job. It's the imbalance of one being home all week and the other being elsewhere all week. One wants to get out of the house for once as soon as the weekend starts, and the other would like to enjoy their home for once and couch rot. I mean, that's kind of fair. It does help, like, if you're a stay-at-home mom or parent, because the other thing you gotta understand is if you're home all day with kids, things will get wrecked. Like, think about the difference of, like, you're home all day trying to manage everyone, they're playing and everything is everywhere, versus, like, if, you know, the parents are working, or even just, like, one's working and the kids are in school and the other one's able to clean, but everyone being out of the house until the end of the day, then you only have to deal with the mess you make at the end of the day. It's much different than if you're home all day. So it can help a lot to get out of the house as much as you can with young kids, depending mostly on your capacity, because there's definitely times where it's just way too much. It's more work to try and get out of the house for different reasons than staying in. But staying in, definitely, it can, like, wreck everything. It just all kind of depends on a lot of things, but it can help. If you're able to get out, it can help. Let's see. Thank you for being the voice of reason in a debate that doesn't seem to exist. A hardest balance to maintain, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's agreeing. 100%. No husband of a stay-at-home mom thinks she has it easy. We know what it takes, and she's amazing for it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Anything else interesting on this post that triggered? You mean your husband doesn't work Saturdays? Oof, that's hard. Mine is gone for 2 weeks and home for a week, so we both know that during the week he is home, we are full go mode. The biggest thing is just communication for you, you know, between you two, of, you know, what you each need that weekend. Have a balance of, you know, whatever time, however you want to spend it. Time to yourself, time together. Just communication. Kind of have a game plan. Helps a lot. I would say this is me as a stay-at-home mom of 5, but after hearing every inch of deployments and incidents on every A, B, and M road here in the UK, developments and incidents on all the roads, every night for 3 hours straight, I'm more likely the wrinkly alien at the end of a cocoon. Except being a stay-at-home mom is one of the most stressful and demanding jobs out there. Oh gosh, oh, what's this comment's gonna be?
I've unfortunately found Insta comments to be some of the worst on social media. That's why I'm reading these ones, because yeah, I've found some. They're wild. Some of them are fun. I've got a few saved on here that are kind of more fun and silly, where people just have some really funny comments. But most of it, especially anything around parents or kids, is always someone with an opinion. Let's see. Kid dumps out a bucket of toys. Yeah, basically. Oh gosh. Okay, so we got the throw up. Is this a real person? I guess so. Harder. I'm a mom of 2 and a complex care support worker, and I can promise work is a vacation. My partner and I both agree. Hats off to full-time stay-at-home moms because they don't get a break. I was once told if parenting is easy to you, you're probably not doing it right. This is such an asinine statement. Wait, who is he replying to? Oh, to her, saying that it's a bad take? Not even in the top 10. Bill Burr did a great job of explaining why. For unprepared, unorganized, non-multitaskers, but the actual duties involved with being a stay-at-home parent are quite easy. Disagree. Having toddlers at home with a small baby definitely gets hard. It depends on the stage of the child, yes. Regardless of how prepared and organized the mother is. Sleep deprivation, yes. Hormonal imbalances, postnatal issues play a big role. I've been both a stay-at-home mom and working mom, and it's much easier to go to work than a stay-at-home mom to raise children. Don't even downplay that fact. Do you think so many moms don't want to be home? The load of childbearing and housework falls on one person while having to take care of babies or toddlers is exhausting. There's also the big factor of a lot of people don't have like extended family help like past generations did. I feel like we're really not meant to just have the 2 parents. We really need more support. But that's kind of broken down a lot, especially for a lot of people, especially if it's like if you have like you can't trust your parents to, watch your kids, then it's like that's even harder. Let's see. Sure, try being pregnant, sleep deprived with 2 toddlers at home, and then also having to take on a load of all the housework, childbearing, cooking, and activities with little to no energy, and tell me how that goes. Not okay to minimize the work of a 24/7 mother and say that it's not hard. You have no idea. The woman in this video is excited to be out with her husband because being at home 24/7 is very demanding and stressful. She wants to get out while he just wants to stay home and lay on the couch probably. Moms don't get to do that. Yeah, no. There's not really that. I think the post is saying stay-at-home moms wants to go out on the weekends when the overworked husband just wants to chill at home. Managing 20 men on night shift operating heavy equipment that's designed to pulverize stone into coal mines that can blow up at any minute is similar stress levels of being a stay-at-home mom that you can do in your pajamas. Never knew that. Again, like, both are hard. It's different. You can leave that environment. You can't really leave the environment of your home at the end of the night, Did OP ever respond to any of these? It seems like a lot of people didn't get it. That's the story of Instagram comments. For this one, I haven't noticed if the OP of this post responded to much. Nobody told you to. Oh gosh, wait, hang on. Oh, okay. Someone's responding to that guy that was like saying like, "Oh, you can do it in your pajamas." That's also sort of a thing of like, you feel like you can't get out of your pajamas, and that can take a mental stress on a lot of women because you're just, it's never ending. Your wife must be so lucky to have you. Nothing more masculine than a man arguing with women on social media. I'm not arguing that women have it harder, but that stay-at-home moms also have a physical and emotionally demanding job. Something men can never do as good as women, and vice versa. I'm sure people could argue that. I would say women are more inclined to take that role for different reasons. Doesn't mean in different scenarios, men can't do, that job. It's not a comparison. Men and women are different, but there is no need to argue with women online about who has it harder. Just accept that we also have it hard, but in a different way. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It will end in 18 years or so. If you do it right, your kids will never leave you alone because they'll want to hang out with you all the time. Nobody told you to have 2 toddlers back to back, then get pregnant. That's you making it hard on yourself. You could have waited at least till your kid was 6 or 7 and they're starting to do things for themselves. That's kind of a brain dead take because there's so many factors that go into that. And it's very, yeah, there's so many factors that come into spacing, intentionally or not. You know, sometimes it just is what it is, and you gotta go on with the things. Though I know I think there's a lot of people that would rather have the kids closer and kind of like if they only want like a handful of kids and want to get through the baby stage kind of more or less all at once. 6 or 7 is definitely a gap. And it's like, not to say that you can't have good relationships within a larger gap, but it's just a different dynamic. It's definitely like, I don't know, I forgot my 2. They're fairly close in age. And it's tricky in a lot of ways. And kiddo needs like a lot more support. And so sometimes it's kind of tricky balancing between the 2 of them. But at the same time, man, it's so cute seeing them together. They love each other. It's really cute. It's so cute sometimes. Nobody asked for your opinion, dude. Barf emojis. Harder. I'm a mom of 2. Oh wait, no, it's looping again. I think it's more about being happy to have some company. At least I take it that way. It's hilarious to me. All right, I think we've probably seen enough of this one. Let's see. There's another parenting one. Let me see if I can find one. I mean, probably most of this is parenting or relationship. I think pretty much all of it. Let's see what else we can find though. Gotta eat. Thank you for the stream, Minna. You're welcome, Lung. I hope you have a good sleep. Okay, let's see if we can mix it up a little bit. Let's do this one. Here, we'll listen to it. Marry your best friend, have a couple kids, keep honest friends, and have a little garden. Bake pies, work with your hands, grow wildflowers, and have too many animals. Prioritize sunshine and laughter, make time to sit on the porch, and live in a place where you can see the stars. Okay, the star one is definitely true. I love the stars at the farm. Because it's such like a big open view, and I love to like look at the sky and I like lean back as far as I can, so it's just like fills my whole vision. The stars, like there's light pollution around, but you can see them pretty nicely, and they're just so pretty. I love it. I have memories of like, especially like in the winter at nighttime, if I needed to like go out and feed an animal or do something, and it's like, you know, cold, dark, I'm bundled up, and I'd go and I'd like lay on the trampoline and like look at the stars. Or one time there was like a slight hill, so I laid on the slight hill, so I almost felt like I could just like start like and just like reach out and like walk into the stars. I love the stars. They're so cool. It's so fun thinking about like how massive the universe is. I love it. I love stars. So yeah, I love being able to see stars. Hot take: I don't want to marry my best friend. I want to marry the woman I love, and she's cooler than my dog, who's my best friend. I think you should definitely what was it my dad was saying on the stream of you gotta have like the friendship foundation as well as like the relationship. It all kind of melds together. Someone that you enjoy hanging out with all the time, and get along with, which could be categorized as a best friend, but yeah, however you define it. That's one of the best parts of having moved out to nowhere. No light pollution. Yeah, it's gotta be great. I love the stars. All right, let's see. I already see a good one. All right, so yeah, sweet little post of just like, yeah, striving for a happy little life. These first 2 comments, and have a husband or wealthy parents who afford this lifestyle for you. And then the next one is better yet, no kids and a couple of dogs. Starting out spicy. All right. I mean, if you look at the post, it's just like, you know, have a nice family, have some good friends, you know, try and cultivate things for yourself, like your food, you know, plant some things, have animals, you know, get outside, try and laugh. I don't know, it's not saying like anything crazy here. Fur babies. We need a better term. A fun, endearing term that's not fur babies. Because you can love your animals. They're not children, though. They are not. You do not have to do the kind of work with animals that you do in raising children. You don't have to teach a dog how to be emotionally intelligent in the way you do kids. Let's see, I want to start at the beginning, but it always loops weird. Let's see what we can do. Because I think the OP responds in this one. Let's see. Let's see. What little town do you live in? Just curious, as I may end up in your neighborhood one day. I don't know if that almost sounds like a threat, but I don't think it is. They likely leave them locked in a crate for 12 hours. That's what my mom always says, is like, it's not socially acceptable to like lock your kid in a crate like you can with a dog. For anyone who argues for fur babies, don't even know how to take care of animals well. I don't know if I'd say that, but it's they don't understand a few things, that's for sure. Agreed, and BT Dub having even half or part of an acre of green space is wealthy. I think that depends on where you live. Some individuals are just projecting their feelings onto you. Just ignore them. Some of us get what you're saying. This lifestyle is attainable if one has their priorities straight. The simpler is, the better. The simpler is happier. Have a happy Sunday. We actually just live on a... Okay, so this is the OP here, responding to the person that was all like, you gotta be rich to have this lifestyle. We actually just live in a small town on half an acre, not anywhere lavish. We both work hard, but you missed the point. The ticket is finding beauty where you are. I feel like all this is true for me, even if we're not wealthy. These feelings are rich. Good reply. Oh. To be able to afford kids in 2024 is wealthy. To have too many animals is wealthy. If you can afford these things and have time to tend to them, garden, bake pies, sit on the porch, and prioritize sunshine and laughter, you are either outsourcing labor or someone other than yourself has an income affording you to do that. There is no way you're able to accomplish all that without someone else funding it or doing it for you. Oh, man. She's got a chip on her shoulder. The comment also, please dock yourself. Yeah, the other guy that was like, what town are you in? You're right, but it's a wealth mindset. We are not rich, nor do we outsource. We think very intentionally about our time and money to prioritize what is most important to us. We live very humbly, buying everything secondhand, cooking from scratch, and not paying for streaming services. We do everything on a very small scale, and our too many animals are chickens and fish at the moment. But it works for us. Maybe not everyone, but I think that if everyone examined their life, they would realize there are plenty of pretty blessed and wealthy simply for having the time and freedom to prioritize what matters to us. Again, I think pretty sensible. Pretty sensible. Yes, time is the most valuable resource. Absolutely. And yeah, you don't have to... Oh, Salty! Hi, Salty! Welcome! Thanks for the raid. What were you streaming? You're streaming Minecraft, right? I hope you had a good stream. We are looking at Instagram comments because there's something else sometimes. Right now it's an argument of one person being like, ugh, how can you afford, anything? How can you afford children? That's wealthy. That's privilege. And the other person is like, we make sacrifices and really think about our priorities and, how we use our time and money. And we have like half an acre and some chickens and fish. The other person's butt heard about it. Yes, thank you for the raid. Hello, Jawoon. Welcome in, everyone. Let's see. Yes, and prioritizing many more mouths to feed than your own is because someone can afford it. Budgeting is not the same as having an income. What is she even saying? The other person just said, like, they're the ones working for this. And the person's just like, ugh, more mouths to feed, as if children are simply more mouths to feed. That misses the whole point. Budgeting is not the same as having an income. You can't budget without an income. That makes no sense. Agreed, Minna. You can have wealth in so many ways. I'm doing well enough to care for myself and a wife, but I'm not rich. However, my faith and my confidence in my ability to be a good husband is. Yeah, wealth mindset. She's saying focus on content, mindset of contentness. You know, working hard, finding the joy in simple things in life. You know, did a 7-hour Minecraft stream. Wait to unwind with Instagram comments. Oh man, that's some intense Minecrafting. You can budget someone else's income, maybe. I mean, I guess. But like the comment before that was, she was saying like that they do it. You know, she's, you know, they're working for this. You know, they both work hard and, you know, think carefully about how they use their time and money. If too many animals translates to wealthy, then my neighbors are making bank. The old mobile home must just be a stylistic choice. It all depends. Why are everyone arguing to be poor a lot of times? I don't know. She's got a chip on her shoulder and wants to prove this person wrong, but she's wrong. I work for myself, and neither my husband and I have rich parents, but this post still resonates with me, except a lot of animals. That's not for me, lol. Although, if anyone wants to chip in, we have lots of ideas we'd like to bring to life. Oh, is this the same person? It's the same person. To River. I don't even know where River was. I guess River isn't there. She's replying to someone that I think the comments deleted in this one right here. Because she deflects the question of her income to budgeting. So, you're not, like, owed an explanation. LMAO, go get your own comment thread. I'm not addressing you. Someone else chimed in. She was mad about it. What? My husband works a very modest job, so yes, he supports us, if that's what you're asking. I didn't ask if you had someone else paying for your lifestyle. I simply made a statement because it's obvious. What? How is that not asking if you're making an assumed statement that the person has refuted, and now you're, you know, saying like, well, I wasn't asking. Thank you for explaining this. It's a positive thing, even if you can't have it all. What little town do you live in? Oh, see, it's looping again. Let's see. Will it actually let me go down further? I hate how it loops. Why does it loop? Why is it looping? Why is it looping? Oh, frustration. Let me try and go back to it. But man, that was... Seriously, why is she trying to prove herself right? See, it's the same things. Okay. Why does it do this? Why can you not actually find comments? Why does it do this? Why does it only show like 10 comments and not let you see anything else? Alright, well, let's see this one. Better yet, no kids and a couple of dogs. Let's see what people say. Someone's like, agreed. Someone says wrong. Someone says the best. Someone's like, laughing and rolling eyes. LOL, not wrong. Dogs are infinitely better than kids. If kids are your thing, good for you. That's a bold and wrong statement for most people. Them Instagram impressions. It's like a drug. How does it... But it's got to be like just how the website is set up. It won't let you actually see more comments. I can't believe you're focusing on streaming right now instead of catering to the dough baby. You dare have your own free time to utilize for your own selfish games versus blah blah blah. You could fit right in, Salty. Also, he's sleeping right now, so what else does he need from me right now? Let's see. This is the version. There is a version of this even living in New York, but it involves buying a brick wall flat in Brooklyn and eating a bagel in the park or something. Instagram comments are hard to navigate, yeah. This is accurate. Instagram wants to keep you scrolling. It's so annoying. You've got it backwards. Once you have a kid, you realize how pointless pets are. Child could never... the words say child could ever replace my pet, but no pet could ever replace my child. Which means you have a wee little miserly heart. So never get a pet ever. What does... Okay, this is confusing. That saying that no... Hang on. Who's he responding to? The guy's saying that you realize... I guess he's saying how pointless pets are. I mean, your perspective shifts once you have a kid, and then you're like, huh, pets are cool, but they're just pets. The other guy's butthurt about it. Not at all. Maybe if you ever loved your animal to begin with. I only loved my dog more after my kids were born because he became their dog too. There's enough room in my heart for both. Agreed. We have 3 dogs, 2 cats, and 40 poultry. Or cats, but definitely no kids. Man, people are crazy. Oh, here again. Someone else with this opinion. Tell me you have money and time without telling me you have money and time. See, everyone's assuming, oh, you're so privileged, and not the point of working hard to achieve this at whatever level you can. You're all missing a point. Tell me you're jealous without telling me you're jealous. That was my first thought, too. I have this, and I worked my butt off for it, and we live a very tight financial life. I'm happy you made it and are still making it. It ain't easy. Surely the whole point of this post is to highlight what's important and what you should prioritize in life. You probably still need a full-time job alongside whatever your life priorities are. You can do things and still have a job and not be rich. Sheesh. Looking at the stars is free. Being kind and loving is free. Seeds to grow is free if you pick them yourself, and more or less free to buy. A certain way to look at life is also free. You don't need to take it literally to do your own on your level. Ouch, the negativity. I don't have money and I find this doable. They absolutely do, but that doesn't always mean that they were handed it. Why do we have to demonize people who have it all instead of thinking we can too? Never said they were handed it. I'm happy for them, living their best. LMAO, I could never work a desk job. I'm a landscaper contract designer. I roughly work 12-hour days and don't get summers off. Okay. Alright, so we had one comment saying, don't have children. Now we have a comment saying, have a lot of children. Haha. And then, of course, these people come. Not good for the planet. 8 billion and counting. You know, the population rate is dropping in many places and it's becoming a problem, right? Conscious children are what the world needs. Teach those already on the planet and live sustainably. Climate change is a reality and the future does not look good for future generations. The entire world is just triggered by everything. Should we all go mute and never speak to another again for fear that someone might be hurting? Or could we relate and learn without attaching? Can you take your personal stuff and just be accountable? Shocked at the comment sections of this completely bygone, how do you say that? Benign post. Yikes. Agreed. Well said. It's a major problem. It's too much communication. We're too connected. There's always someone that disagrees. No, we just all don't think like you and don't weigh kids. I'm sure they meant what. Do you see the way the work is, or have you isolated yourself because you have everything you need? A lot of missing or misused words there. You're putting others down and judging them for their feelings of resent or sadness towards privilege that could very well never be attainable for them. Seems you are attaching and judging, worth reflecting upon. The reactionary defensiveness I am reading on either side seems so hypocritical. I am privileged to have access to nature and allow my children to experience this, but I acknowledge that not everyone has that. I empathize with them. I care about the reasons they may be upset, even when I don't understand them. I'm curious. I think people are like putting a projection of what they think this particular lifestyle is supposed to look like instead of finding where they could relate or use that mindset. ESL. I mean, I'm sure I type plenty of things that I hit the wrong button. Typing's hard sometimes with how autocorrect and things go. I guess there's no more comments on that one. Alright, there's... Let's see. This was my goal, but I'm 37 with 3 kids, age 2 to 17, from different marriages, because sometimes you think you're marrying your best friend and they had other plans, and that is what we call life lessons and learning to roll with it, haha. So if there is anyone else this dream doesn't work out for, know there is happiness down the path if you choose to see it with an open mind. Ah, what did I click? Go back. Here, I gotta scroll down. But where did it go? People are like, yay, agreeing with it. Thanks for saying this. Every time I see posts like this, I get triggered. I thought I married my best friend, but after we had our son, things changed and he didn't want to keep trying. Fast forward now, I have 2 kids with 2 different dads, and life can be really difficult. I just wish things had gone this simply. Let's see. I had a farm with livestock and kids running around, and I could sit on my porch every night and look at the Milky Way while listening to whippoorwills. Oh man, I love whippoorwills. God called us to ministry, and I walked away from all that to live in a third-story apartment in New Orleans. The only light in the sky at night are airplanes. But I got some potted plants. I made time to cook thoughtful meals for my family, and I began talking with families and cultivated a community of love. These negative comments dishearten me. You can have this lifestyle regardless of where you go and what your circumstances look like. You just have to change the lens from which you view it. I love your comment. Wholeheartedly agree. Absolutely, my friend. I love your attitude of making the best of things. Positivity, positivity. Thanks for sharing your story. Positivity, positivity. Try to ignore the negativity. There will always be sour apples in the barrel. I tried this, and then my daughter died with 15. Life is hard. Not everyone has this luck. Ah, that's hard. Or how about we choose what the life that works for us and makes us happy. That's the other thing, is everyone takes everything so personally, of like every single post is directly targeted at you when you just take it and leave it, you know? I feel bad for the reasonable people responding to the schizos. Yeah. Let's see. Hello, fellow people in the comments. Just want to say, you don't need anything else apart from the varied and confusing and beautiful life you have. Don't worry about expectations. You're doing perfectly as you are here now. Let's see. Wait, what's this? Okay, so we had kids, so grandkids, and I have the too many animals sewn up and in the bag. I'm guessing I'm already done with that. And then got her best friend. So anyway, that one was pretty interesting. There was a lot going on there. Got pretty interesting. I suddenly feel the urge to type my life story out in an Instagram comment. Yeah, it's pretty common. All right, let's see. What else can we throw in? Oh, I think this one is like pretty funny comments. So we'll go with this one next. Here, let's see if I get the sound. Being a parent is insane. Like, why the heck am I arguing with someone who doesn't even have their shoes on the right feet? Yeah. Alright. I think these ones were just pretty funny. I spent 30 minutes arguing with a 2-year-old that my mom was in fact my mom and not just his Nana. I argued with my 8-year-old, but she was 5, about my sister being my sister and her aunt, instead that there were no way my sister could be my sister for 33 years and still be her aunt. Let's see. We are the most unserious group of adults and I'm here for it. Probably all the funny comments. I love it. My 4-year-old and I were arguing that lunch isn't a food and dinner can be served before it's dark outside. A good 5 minutes of back and forth before I realized I was the adult and this conversation was going nowhere. Had this conversation because that dinner he ate was in the morning because it was light outside. This is why he was still hungry 1 hour later at bedtime. I was thinking the same. The level of oversharing is off the charts. My favorite is Paw Patrol being on the TV when you accidentally watch it to the end, even though the kids left. Yeah, I haven't watched any full episodes of Paw Patrol. Just a little bit. That was interesting. There's different opinions on Paw Patrol. Like, it's pretty simple, pretty good. I've heard some people say that the way the animation or the frame rate goes can be a bit overwhelming to kids. Kind of overstimulate them a bit, which I think I can see. I could definitely see that. Some people prefer shows that are a little calmer, not as kind of like go. But Paw Patrol is pretty cute. Let's see what else. I argued with my daughter when she was 3. She asked to go to Siri's house. I explained Siri wasn't real. What she do. She asked Siri was real, and of course Siri told her yes, so safe to say I lost. One thing to argue with my kids, I'm not arguing with a computer. That's one thing to argue with them, and then they bring the computer in. Siri had the audacity to contradict you. Siri sold you out. See, that's why she gets cussed out on road trips. I love this comment because my name is Siri, but it's pronounced Siri. She can come over. We got dino nuggies over here. It's fun. Never considered the frame rates being stimulating. I view cartoons with 80s mindset since they would be cheap or something. I think that's the Cocomelon is apparently very bad for children. That's what I've heard too. Is also Cocomelon is just really weird. Remember when PewDiePie was beefing with Cocomelon? I was very on board of like, that was before kids, and I was like, they're never watching Cocomelon. I've always been like, nope, no Cocomelon. Because also it's really weird. The song's really weird. The way the animation looks is really weird. The like lyrics to the songs are very ESL. It's just very weird. So yeah. Anti-Cocomelon. No Cocomelon around here. Let's see. Fix your shoes, then we'll talk. Yep. Why am I arguing with someone I had to teach how to use a spoon? Yeah, it's easy to get caught up and have to take a step back and be like, this is a little crazy. Yeah, Cocomelon is actual brain rot for the jump scares. Destroy children. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I just remember Danny Gonzalez making, I think it was Danny that was making a series of videos of like, where did the dad in Cocomelon go? I think that was where I first saw it. This and how to potty and how to speak and how to pretty much everything at this point. This one, mine refuses to use utensils. I give them, and there was 4 and 5. My daughter throws a fit because she can't put on 5 pairs of shorts at once. I did this. I would just like layer on a bunch of clothes for fun, probably at like age 5 or 6. Ah, yes, the multiple outfits at once tantrums. As if they don't look ridiculous and do their own laundry. Look, I gave up on that. Mine walked around with 3 to 4 layers and calls it fashion. But what do I know? I used to, like in the winter, man, I would layer so many things. I'd put on a long john, like 2 pajama pants, and then my jeans. And I'd use my sock to like hold my pants in place. And I would like layer that up to like 4 or 5 layers. I don't know how. I can't get mine to keep clothes on. You're winning. Yes, relatable, relatable. Joe Kid has a funny habit now where there's a stage where I could not get him to wear clothes at all anytime. So we didn't go anywhere for a long time. Lately though, he'll put his clothes on to go out to the car, take all his clothes off to get in the car seat. When we get to the next place, he'll take all his clothes on and then walk out, but he's insisting on taking his clothes off to go in the car seat. But once my kid was 3, she cried because I didn't let her into the oven while I was baking. So illogical sometimes. Just yesterday, my daughter wanted an ice cream, and I got her an ice cream, and then she said she didn't want cold ice cream. She wanted warm ice cream. Gotta get some fried ice cream. Let's see. Oh man, these comments are awful the way they jump around. Let's see. Man, if you don't eat this and go somewhere else. This have me in stitches. What do you mean by warm ice cream when there's literally ice in ice cream? I know, right? When I told my daughter that, she was crying and said I was the annoying one. Her and my son must be twins separated at birth. I didn't think of that, haha. Imagine the 2 of them meet and make us go, their moms go crazy. Sounds ice cream that has sat out for a while, slightly melted and soft. Not the hard cold. That's probably what she thought. I thought the same way when she cried. I gave her melted ice cream, but she went mad, throwing things, and said I didn't understand her. It's interesting the way kids think about things sometimes. It can be very confusing. Well, then maybe translate it to I need a nap. That is very true. Many, many times, when people talk about all behaviors communication, usually the kid is feeling some way that they don't know how to express, so it comes out in some other way. So yeah, she might just be tired. And it's usually not about the thing they're mad at in the moment, especially if it's an illogical thing. It's usually something else. Hungry, overstimulated, something else, tired. My son used to blow on his ice cream to cool it down. Oh, let's see, what else can we find? Let's see, this is a funny comment section. Every day with a 4-year-old that needs a step stool for the potty. What's even funnier is that you said potty. I once asked for the potty while at a work retreat. Hard to turn off the mom brain. I've practiced deep breaths more in the last 5 years than I did in the previous 26. Same. I don't think it works though. Me talking Daniel Tiger's advice. When you feel so mad that you want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4. Yes, same. It's humbling when your 4-year-old and 3-year-old tell me to calm down and they start singing that. Out here doing our best. It's true, man. It can get overwhelming. And then yeah, it can get real humbling if then the kids are keeping you in check. Why am I arguing with someone who doesn't even know how to speak English for real? And then someone's like, you think all children speak English? Well, they're talking in English, so we're assuming the child is gonna speak the parent's language. My 6-year-old daughter and I argued over whether a pony we saw on the side of the road was a pony or a horse this morning. She kept saying it was a horse, and I was like, nay, it was a pony. Finally, I asked her why she didn't think it was a pony, and she said, I kid you not, because ponies aren't real, mommy. It was in that moment I remembered she's 6 and maybe arguing about it wasn't the move. Oh man, what's that thought process? Oh man, this is pretty funny. Happy I got to catch the stream, but I've got to get some sleep. Have a good night, stream Minna. Thank you, Mac. Thanks for joining. I hope you have a good rest. Sometimes kids can be so wise. They're funny. They're so funny. This is what my mom was talking about, when kids need space to just kind of think on their own, and it would be really funny. That one's good. I am dead. Your comment wins, girl. I think she's thinking ponies in terms of like My Little Pony with the bright kid colors and all. That could be a good explanation. She didn't know it was a baby horse. Sweet innocence. She definitely thinks she knows better than me sometimes. I think a lot of kids go through that stage. Alright, is it doing the looping thing? Let's see. Arguments with children be legit. Their comebacks have back up statements. The discussions are lightweight, better than adult debates, except they go low. You're like, alright, chill. You've only been on Earth a cool 5 years. Back up. This is facts. My kids are grown, which means they've been hurting my feelings for over 28 years. They hurt you real good hitting them triggers where the sun don't shine. They can be brutal. My bonus daughter, 4 going on 24, with extensions on her braids, said this wasn't my real hair. Me, first of all, not someone with weave trying to tell somebody natural their hair not natural. We was in a whole debate. My hair is literally only shoulder length, not even bust down to the ground. Let's see what else. Any other good ones? Load a few more. I think that was most of them. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. A nice little laugh there. Alright, should we dig into some more salty comments? Let's see here. What's a good one? What's another good one? Let's do, I guess we've done parenting ones. Let's do a more like relationship one. Alright, here we go. Let's watch this one together. When he leaves signs around the house that he was there. Of course, this is done in much irony. This is so silly. There's a funny video about the sink, explaining the sink knife one time. Oh, I was all damp. Ah. Okay, that one's pretty annoying. Ah! I guess from shaving, but okay. Alright, so funny sarcastic video of, you know, little habits or things that the husband does that then the wife cleans up after. And you know, was probably more annoyed than she is in this video. Let's see what people have to say. Parents, stop cleaning up after your little boys and teach them how to clean up after themselves. Otherwise, you leave their wives with this mess. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a husband. So, are you one of those who wonder about men's chair when they place clothes that are not dirty but worn once? I have like a specific spot in my room because I do that too. Because there's like certain things where it's like you wear it and it's not dirty, or you wear it just a little bit. You don't want it back in the clean clothes, don't want to wash it because, I mean, there's already enough laundry. So I have like a sort of shelf or a little area that I put those clothes at. So yeah, that makes sense to me. I think the sink knife, which I probably also do too, is, you know, use the knife, especially if it's not too dirty, and you might use it again in a minute or something. Might come back to it. Most of the time I think I just get a new knife. But it was a little video by the Dadvocate explaining that one time. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what these comments say when they're like, oh, start cleaning up after your little boys. Let's see. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Hey, LOL, with how neat I am, the woman I wind up marrying is going to wonder if she even needs to clean. Full condo cleaning once a month, dusting, wiping, twice a month keeps me sane. Okay. Hang on, let me look at this again. Hang on. Once a month full cleaning, dusting and wiping, twice a month. That works with adults. Especially, again, keep in mind, if you're working, the percentage of time that you're actually home making messes versus the time you're working. And then even if it's like 2 adults and one's home, you know, or something, it's much different, the sort of messes that are made. Now, I'm just trying to think, you know, I've thought about like making little notes of like my day to, you know, take a couple days, you know, maybe when I'm back home, of what I do and set like little stopwatches for how long it takes me to do those things. Sweeping would definitely be minimum once a day in the kitchen. Really after each meal, if I'm like really on top of it, to, you know, whatever's been, well, I do have a nice mat that goes under the high chair, which helps. So my mom helper is a huge help because it's like once a week, helps catch up on everything, and do like a really good sweep and mop of everything. Mopping honestly could be every other day if I like really stayed on top of it. But then you get to a point that's just gonna be messy 5 minutes later, and you kind of just like, you got to find the balance of like not letting things go too far, but not exhausting yourself because it would be never ending. It kind of is. Cleaning is, the rooms take turns being clean. You just kind of constantly cycle through whichever room is worse. And like sometimes you can get everything cleaned at once. Sometimes, it's not gonna last that way for very long. Again, you just kind of hit the spots that are dirtiest and try and cycle through. Take turns in each room as much as you can. Try and keep up with the dishes. I my gosh, I miss having a proper dishwasher. Whew, I miss having a proper dishwasher. This is why I have my helper come, because there's no way I can keep up with hand washing and feeding. Okay. Anyway, sorry, that sidetracked me. It is, oh man, it's so different. It is so different. So there's one time I saw a video where a guy, I guess he had been laid off and he had whatever month of, you know, having to find a new job, and he's like, I don't get these stay-at-home moms, man. Getting to stay home, all you have to do is clean. This is easy. I knock it out in like an hour once a week. My dude, it's not the same. It's not the same. You don't understand. It's not the same. Again, back to my earlier point, especially if kids are home all day, you got no chance. You just do the best you can. Try and stay. There's a difference between messy and dirty. You try and keep up with the dirty. The mess is just going to be there. Anyway. It's good to have good habits going into it. You know, if you already got good habits, that's good. Try and keep it. And bring as much of that energy as you can into it once there's young kids. Of course, again, it's like the trenches. Young kids are the trenches. When it's just everything's, just do what you can. As they get older and can contribute, that helps a little bit. I also have a robot vacuum I run like 3 times a week. It helps a lot. I've thought about a robot vacuum. I don't think it would be able to handle the house, because there's trying to like get everything picked up off the floor consistently And gosh, the kitchen, I wouldn't be able to do the kitchen. Kitchen needs a sweep because there's food chunks everywhere by the end of the day. I've thought about getting a vacuum. I don't know. Maybe I should put that on Throne. I haven't put many things on Throne. The vacuum could be something I could put on Throne. There's probably at least some parts of the house that are like maybe upstairs, like in the bedroom or stuff, would be handy. Yeah, with kids I'll have to be more often. I work from home, so I have more time to clean during downtime. That's also really helpful. That is also helpful. I didn't think as much about working at home, but that is pretty helpful. The dead cells floating in the air increase. You know, I've never really cared much about dusting, but lately I've been realizing there's a lot of advantage in dusting. There's not as much, like, I mean, there's like the dust floating around, but I don't know, like microplastics or things I think can sit in the dust. So maybe I'll be more on top of dusting stuff. Is there enough room to invest in a counter dishwasher? So we have a small little dishwasher, but it's teeny tiny. It's like enough to fit, you know, maybe 4 small plates, maybe 4 bowls, or, you know, trade out a couple of those for some glasses and some silverware. It's really tiny. It's like it's like a little cube, maybe like 1.5 feet at most. Like, it's tiny. But we do have, it's kind of next to, because there's the kitchen and then there's sort of the one bathroom area, because there's little bathrooms that are just the toilet and the sink, upstairs and downstairs. And then by the kitchen, right past like the kitchen is kind of a little mud room, and then out there's like a little laundry shed attached to it, and then you've got the sink, and then you've got the big shower room, which is awesome. I love that. I'll miss that. That thing's so great because it's just a big tiled room, and so you can just, you know, throw everyone in there, get them all washed off. It's so easy. Anyway, so the little dishwasher lives over by that sink, and it helps a bit kind of keep up with, you know, silverware gets used a lot, or kind of bowls and stuff, but there's only so much you can do. It's hard to keep up. I could work, but yeah, it could also require some changes. I would recommend looking at Robo Rock vacuums. That's what I got. Some have cameras so they don't run over messes and smear them. Oh, that's pretty handy. I'm sure I can check like the Facebook yard sale page and find some. Like, I saw some on there before, I just hadn't got it. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a Roomba on there. Maybe it could help. I think I finally got the toys in a better toy rotation. That helps a lot, having a toy rotation, because then it's easier for kids to play when they're not overwhelmed with toys, and then it's less toys to pick up. So trying to get that incorporated better when we get back. I got things organized and picked up before we left, I believe. All right, back to this. It's never ending. It's never ending, man. Let's see what this says. Where she mistook it as sons versus this being about the husband. So many comments. Robo Rock is a good brand. They're like $800. I think they're worth it. Okay, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. All right, let's see what these comments say. I'm gonna try not to stay up too late, so I'll probably do this one and find another funny one if I can. I'll probably do more of this. I'm thinking, you know, I'll make a section in the Discord. Here, I'll link the Discord if anyone wants it. I'll make a section in the Discord of any Instagram videos. They could just be really funny or have really interesting comment sections. Here, let me see if I can link the Discord real quick. How do I share it? What's the share link for the Discord? Let me see. Bye. Yeah, let's try this. See if that works. All right, so lots of comments. I feel like this kind of stuff takes a good bit of emotional energy reading all these comments. Oh man. All right, come on, thing. Give me some comments. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, also, I need to, I'm not sure what day. I was trying to plan out some streams. I need to do a
karaoke celebration for hitting 4K on YouTube. Yay! And I want to do it all classic rock songs. I got to think about my favorite classic rock songs. Oh, but tomorrow I'm doing a coloring page. Someone sent me their coloring book so I could pick a page from and do some coloring on hand cam on stream. So I need to make the waiting room for that. But that should be tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Okay, let's see what these comments say. Stop cleaning after your boys. And I think all the time some women will really need to be on his P's and his Q's. He's going to be capable of living alone. Can't quite tell what that comment is. New girlfriend and mom also stop doing this after mom has successfully trained him for 20 years. My boy's father taught them how to iron their school uniforms as each one reached high school. I taught them how to use the washing machine. They all know how to cook, etc. Both my husband and I had parents who worked, so everyone in the house was expected to pull their weight. Do you realize men aren't with women to be cleaned up after? Who's she replying to? Girl, go away. Where's the choose life? What was their comment? I didn't understand that comment anyway. Say it again for the folks in the back. Oh, translation? What's it mean? Unfortunately, girls are a mess more raised, unable to clean, cook, not to mention the ironing. I would say women raise your daughters so they can and know. I think that was Russian. You must be single. So true, my little one is 14 months old, and whenever I change his diaper, he picks it up and drops it in the dustbin. You need not to wait until he is 10 or 20. Start teaching them when they're small. That's an interesting way to do it. Why are you asserting as fact is actually debated, highly debatable, and has been since caveman, I'm sure. No, we pick up after ourselves just when we get ready to, but by that time she already has. Oh, you know, after this I should go to this other post that kind of addresses things in a way. Here, let's see what other comments are here. Come on, give me better comments. Stop going in circles. So annoying how you go in circles. Please fix your comment section. There we go. My husband passed away 8.5 years ago, and I would give about anything to find one of his socks on the floor. That's also true. Like, some of these things can be annoying, but yeah, it's also sad. Because then they become they're the little things you miss. Because it means they're not around anymore. I can't even imagine. It would be so hard. So very hard. If you were like, if I suddenly became a widow, that'd be very hard. Let's see. Oh, I'm sure this is everyone just like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's my thought when I pick up after him. The glasses won't be there someday. Wish he could close the toilet though. Let's see what else. It'd be the little things that get on your freaking nerve but mean the most when it's gone. Aw. Let's see. Alright, come on, get to the other comments. Don't make me exit out again. There we go. The wet towel. Ah, yeah, that one's a bit intense. I do not miss marriage. Oof. Let's see. What are the comments on this one? Should probably unsave the ones I've already gone through. Alright, is it gonna load a bunch? I like starting at the beginning. Come on, come on. Alright, is it giving it to me? Alright, amen. My thoughts exactly. If I start to forget why I stay single, all I do is call my married friends and I'm happy again to be single. Or I just watch videos like this one. Did he leave you for a younger, thinner woman? Oof. Marriage doesn't miss you either. Clown emojis. Glad the feeling is mutual then. I left him. Thanks for the comment. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. Such an original comment. Have a great day. Great comment. Forget those haters. My thoughts exactly. Oh wait, that's the same one. See, it's looping. Stop looping. See, there's so many, but it loops. Okay, get out of here. Let's see. See. Is it just me, or are there other men out there where the roles are reversed? Everyone's saying yes. Yes. The roles are indeed reversed. I feel like I'm living... I was living in the multiverse for a moment. Yeah, I think if no one is OCD, I'd bet on the woman being the messier one, or at least their mess being more in your face since they have more stuff. Really depends. It depends on who's doing most of the housework, too. Bro, your happiness is more important. You only have one life. You can still be a great father without being trapped in a relationship. My dad's biggest role model. My dad's my biggest role model, and I couldn't love him more, but my parents split when I was 3 years old. That's a weird comment. So I don't know. Who is he replying to? That's a weird comment to make for that. Plenty, but add clipped nails, picked skin, and much more hair to mess. Yeah, the hair can be a bit more. I used to take, I had an old brush, and before I'd vacuum the carpet, I would like run it over the carpet to try and gather up my hair. Let's see, the roles are reversed indeed. Oh wait, it's doing the same thing. No bro, it's not just you. This is just the narrative social media pushes. Alright, let's see what's this one. But why get pregnant if you already have a baby at home? Oof. Let's see. Oh my god. What a sad life you have, being single, whole life. Hunter every man, every country. Advise, don't too much see a social media about marriage. Otherwise, you get comfortable too long being single. I don't understand that comment. Everyone has plus and minuses. Maybe her man bad or she's not lucky. Have man that makes mess everywhere, but maybe her man good in other things. Sounds like a caveman. Maybe her man is more helpful than her man, but I'm sure your man has other bad things. Everyone has own problems. I think I agree with the sentiment, but very ESL there. The opposite applies too. I remember this one where the family lost their mom due to a car wreck, and they were complaining about her not doing enough, and then realized how much she did. Oof, yeah, that hits. That would hit hard. LOL, there was a meme where, like, what you think living with more women looks like, and what it looks like a harem, and the other side was the reality. It shows a clogged shower drain full of hair. That's a pretty good one. Oh man. You interpret too much into my life for one single comment. Okay, let's see. Wow, what a condescending comment to a person who created this content. Just because she is having a baby and pointing out what is obviously a series of exaggerated things her partner does doesn't mean she is groomed to be nothing other than a mom. Wow, you were quick to attack. Sad for your mother and yourself for lacking humor and love. We love being baby factories, my dearest. We are, in fact, groomed to populate this world after our demise. If we all stopped making babies, what would the future be about? Thinking you've made such an excellent submission. You for use head next time. She loves being pregnant. I can't tell what side that person's on, honestly. Exactly. I have a boyfriend like this, never respects my housework. He considers it not as real work as his. That's not a good place to build off of. Sorry for my ESL moment. Their grammar tool I use removes entire sentences. I know, I think yours was fine. Unless your comment was over here, which I don't think it was. Alright, let's see. Anything else on this one? Then I want to go to this other one. This is the most beautiful passive-aggressive expression of a woman filling a mother's role I've ever seen. All children need to learn how to clean up after themselves. Grown-ups walking around like this are not functional adults. But I think this is about the husband. Oh, I misunderstood the assignment. Whenever my husband left things like this, I'd pile everything under the mattress on his side of the bed. It's not like he was going to check despite complaining about his uncomfortable sleep. I guess that's why we're divorced. Oh man, did she actually do that? My wife feels seen. Wait, it's not just my husband that does this every single one of these things? Who doesn't flush? WTF? Probably part of the if it's yellow, let it mellow. What the? That makes no sense. This is so me every morning after the kids go to school. Unbelievable. This is a universal male problem. It's really not. Nope. Universally, mothers don't teach their sons how to clean. No, it's not a universal problem. The fathers, what about them? Why is it always a woman's fault when men misbehave? Alright. So this is interesting. Pretty interesting. Alright, so now I need to sorry, let's see. Thank goodness not. I don't have Instagram, Facebook account. Alright, so let's see. Where is that other post that kind of talked about sort of the different... Here we go. Here we go. Alright, yeah, this was the start. Alright, a little more in-depth post here. Let's see. You never heard of the if it's yellow, it's mellow? It means you're trying to save water, only flushing when doing number 2. But it gets stanky in there. Especially if the lid's closed, it gets stanky. The only time, like, if I dump a little bit of pee, where it's like a little kid's pee, I dump it out in there, I might not flush right away. You know, wait till, you know, I use the bathroom and flush. But otherwise, it's like, no. I'd rather flush it, otherwise it gets stanky. You know? Let's see. Let's read this together. Here's why, but you can't expect your husband to read your mind, isn't it? I think this, what made me think of this was the person being like, oh, I was going to get to it, and then she already got to it. Let's see what this says. When an overwhelmed, overworked mom says that she doesn't want to always have to make a list first, in order for her partner to proactively do household tasks, they're often met with, you can't expect your partner to read your mind. Here's why we're no longer entertaining this cop-out. Having an adult level awareness of what tasks need to be accomplished in the home at any given moment isn't a magical out of reach ability that women are just naturally better at than men. It's about using your brain, opening your eyes, and actively noticing for yourself what needs to be done, and then doing it. And if you're unsure, make an educated guess for yourself, and then communicate your decision / the task you've taken care of to your partner. Not because she is ultimately in charge of that stuff, but because good communication is a part of how you co-manage a home together efficiently. I don't know which one that was. What an adult partner defaults to. I can't be expected to read your mind. It's basically saying, meh, I'd rather not, but I'm gonna need you to keep doing it for everyone. Or it's easier for me to just pretend that being able to notice what needs to be done at home is really difficult, even though it's actually just a basic life skill that I'm fully capable of. If you're an adult who can make proactive decisions while at your job, while playing sports, while deciding who to draft for your fantasy team, while researching stuff for your hobby, you're an adult who can make proactive decisions at home without needing a woman to make you a list first. Noticing what needs to be done in the home without waiting to be asked is a basic life skill, not a gender role. Alright, and then it's her little thing. So, a couple thoughts here. To kind of devil's advocate, I think if you want, you know, other family members to participate in being proactive in the home, there's a certain amount, you can't be too controlling, and you gotta let people, like, you know, let the husband load the dishwasher the way he wants to load it, don't nitpick it. I think a good way of, or like sometimes it can be frustrating because it's like you really need help in one area but they pick a different area, and since you tend to have your finger on the pulse, you kind of know what needs priority at the moment. But then there's basic things like dishes or sweeping that are
pretty obvious and always helpful. I think one way you could always put it is like, instead of going up and be like, what do you need done? Because then she needs to, stop and, take an extra minute to think about it and then communicate it. Instead you could go up and be like, hey, I was thinking about doing, I was going to get started on this, unless there's something else, you need to do. But otherwise, this is my plan. And that can be an easy, like, yes or no. Or again, you could just pick up the things, or if you've sat down, communicated, or talked about, man, I need some water. What are the priorities or different areas? I'm ready to go some water in a second. Again, there's nuance to things. But it is also like there's a certain amount of like she's managing, and it helps to not have to micromanage, and I guess a lot of people will, family members will shy away from helping if they feel like anytime they try and help, they're doing it wrong or being scolded or whatnot, which could just be coming from a place of true frustration. But then you need to figure out how to find let people be able to do stuff or have communication of what needs to be priority. But yeah, if you're always having to be like the only one delegating tasks every time, that would definitely get old. And then I think it's this account, I don't know if this account or a different account, where there's some account I've seen that talks about, probably has a course on how to help delegate things in the home better. What was I gonna say? Yeah, sometimes you can't micromanage if you want people to help, I guess. And give them make sure they, give them, if it's something that like they don't usually do, or it is important to do a certain way, take a minute to get on the same page with it before expecting it, I guess. That's a fair view. I don't like seeing stuff out of order or undone. IDK, if it's the autism or what, it actively bothers me to see my fellow grown men living like slobs. Different tolerance levels, I guess. Yes, it's a home, not a professional job. Obviously, it matters the most, but the level of severity generally is pretty low. Yeah, I had to explain that to my niece, that you cannot expect your younger brother to suddenly know how to clean like she does. Even if you know you were doing it a different age before him. Yep. Let's see, what else was I going to say about this? Here, let's look at the comments. Yeah, no, lists are very helpful for a man. This post also doesn't take into consideration that the yard is constantly needing mowed or other outdoor tasks that are expected to be manhandled by the husband. Balance is essential, though those don't happen as often as dishes and sweeping. The yard doesn't need to be mowed like 2 or 3 times a day. Let's see what the comments say. Now, lists are helpful, but constantly being the only one able to delegate ever is tiring. For sure. I think like there's a place for lists, but also just taking initiative is good. Let's see, that's assuming the man actually does those tasks too. Not trying to minimize your point because it's valid in many households. Unfortunately, that's not happening. It's not happening like this in mine, just a different perspective to share. I'm not so sure that the outdoor tasks are always expected of men in the same way or to the same degree as the indoor tasks are expected of women. Are we sure the man isn't doing those tasks because he wants to and enjoys doing them? For example, my husband jumps at the chance to cut the grass. My thing is, I also enjoy doing this and usually have to fight for my turn. We have 15 acres of grass, which takes several hours to cut. Getting to be outside in the fresh air and sunshine, driving the fun zero-turn mower, sipping coffee from a to-go mug, and listening to music or podcast while completing a task uninterrupted, without our 4 children clinging to my leg demanding my attention. Are you kidding me? Please. Yes, please. Oh, yeah. I enjoy doing the outside stuff for the same reasons he does. The thing is, he feels more manly or whatever driving a lawn tractor versus mopping the floor. So we both know
what task he'll jump at the chance to do versus the ones he's more likely to need to be asked to do. Also, as I follow and am part of many motherhood women life or wife specific spaces, I can tell you that more women than ever before want to handle many of the outdoor tasks for many of the same reasons I outlined above, and more women than ever before are cutting the grass and weeding the garden and rolling out hoses for watering day and painting the fence, etc. And yes, I am completely aware that many of these same things could be said about women doing indoor tasks. I enjoy doing laundry, for example, and my husband doesn't, so I do it. And I have certain standards for our home that he doesn't necessarily, so I don't mind making lists here and there for certain things. I'm just saying that it's usually men who push back against the idea that traditional gender roles are or should be falling by the wayside. It's usually men who are claiming that certain tasks are just more fit for women while others are more fit for men. While women are out here wanting to do more diversity in our day instead of the constant mundane daily tasks we've been conditioned to believe is our jobs, like sweeping floors and doing dishes. Someone else comments, I do the yard. Lists are helpful for a woman too, so where is our list? Exactly, some tasks are dangerous. I don't hear a lot of calls to remove gender roles when it comes to getting up on a ladder or using a chainsaw. These are just selective gripes. Not all tasks are equal. I love using a chainsaw. I also know my way around a bandsaw. I can weld something if I had to. I cleaned out our gutters recently, which required me to be on a tall ladder. I also am usually the one who hangs the Christmas lights, again with the ladder. I'm confident handling a gun and I'm really good shot. Okay, this is pretty long. Let's see. If I can and actually do just as many manly things as my husband, why is he so sheepish about scrubbing toilets and mopping floors? Maybe because he thinks certain chores are gendered. Also, maybe because he thinks that power tools and mighty machines are fun. He's like a kid in a candy store when there's a loud engine and an element of danger involved. And he's not the only one. He tells me all the time that the male brain is just wired like that. So why, when asked to contribute to everyday mundane household stuff, do men all of a sudden whine about all the outdoor things they had to do and are just expected to do because they are dudes? LOL. It's just excuses, because if men were actually unhappy with their role in the family and felt unfairly obligated to do more physical and manly jobs like chopping wood and fixing things, they'd be asking their wives to contribute more, the same way wives are asking their husbands to contribute more to the household stuff. Women are capable of doing more than just wiping baby butts and doing dishes. We just often don't do other stuff because our husbands jump at the chance to do it first. That's how it is in my house. I want to fight for my turn to mow the grass, for example. If I ever caught wind of my husband saying anything about how he should be excused from household chores because he mows the grass, there'll be hell to pay. Glad to hear. Sounds like we are the same. We are the exception to the rule. We are exceptions to what rule? That we are both humans that do tasks that typically reserved for the opposite sex. So you're admitting that household chores are a woman's job and men who contribute in this area are the exception? Oh, please, that's not what I said. The majority of people only do their gender roles, so anyone doing more is an exception. If you're looking for a fight, you'll have a hard time winning. That's exactly what I just said, though. Not here for a fight. I'm here to show the hole in your logic. Who is out here being louder about wanting more help from the opposite gender? Women. Which gender is wanting to step away from traditional gender roles more than others? Women. The women who are advocating for more equal division of labor and relationships are the ones who are participating in the more manly tasks like mowing the grass and fixing things. We are the ones wanting careers and identities outside of just mom and housewife. See, we don't believe that women should be perpetually stuck in 1950. I hate when people bring up 1950 because I feel like they don't actually know what 1950 was like. We aren't weak and helpless like society has made us out to be. We don't need our husbands to provide for us and protect us the way folks once thought we did. She's going off all kinds of places. The women who do only participate in gender-specific roles are happy doing so and aren't asking their men to step out of traditional roles. They aren't the ones advocating for men to be more involved in housework and homemaking, just like men who only participate in male-specific roles do so because so want it that way. They believe men and women are just built to be different things, so it makes zero sense then to complain about being obligated or expected to do the things more reserved for the gender. They want it that way. If they didn't, and they believe that gender roles are needless and pointless, they would be jumping at the chance to shoo their wife outside to mow the grass while they do household chores to make their relationship more equal. I feel like, did she switch sides there? I can't tell. She kind of went a lot of different places there. How do you have time to write a novel and you lost all credibility when you use the term folks? Why is that the tipping point? Why is that the tipping point? Her other thing, I don't know, she went off all kinds of places there. I don't know, the way I see it, personally, I don't feel like I need to do the quote-unquote manly jobs. Again, my biggest thing is it's a full-time job keeping up with the kids. And then it's a lot harder doing the chores when also keeping up with the kids. If it's just the chores, I don't mind. Keeping up with kids and chores is a lot harder. Because, like, if it's just doing the chores, you can put in podcasts, stream, whatever, and just kind of do it. I wasn't, like, perfect at it before kids either. But it's still, it's much harder keeping up with the mess and the chores with kids. Young kids in particular. Hopefully as they get older, get them doing it. I know me and Rocky did the kitchen for a long time as we, hit teens and such. All right, let's see what else she says. This is a long back and forth. I'm a fast typer and I'm currently sitting in a waiting room. I'm my dad's ride after surgery. Again, telling life stories. Since you must know, LOL, not much else to do right now besides scroll and troll, I guess. And sorry about folks. Didn't realize I was conversing with someone who'd be so triggered by a little word. Although, yes, I fully realize that was a satirical attempt to get out of admitting I have a point. Or satirical? Yeah, I think that's satirical. Let's see. You absolutely have a point, and I totally agree with you. Hope your dad's well. That's assuming the man actually does those tasks too. Not trying to minimize your point because it's valid in many households, unfortunately. Okay, wait, that's... are we not going to be able to find the rest of the argument because it does the weird loop thing? Oh, man. That was quite the back and forth. Let's see. Alright, here's some other comments. Don't apologize for using folks. Yeah, that was really random. How he upset about using folks. How dare they use folks? That's all, folks. Some people get hung up on really weird stuff. Why are gender roles such a big thing to them? Like, they act like it's a bad thing. Tomboys are great, but even tomboys like being treated like women in many ways. I don't think there's a single woman who doesn't want to be told she's pretty. I think a big thing, too, is, like, the reason men are usually, like, the dangerous tasks are the manly tasks is because most of history, men are the, what's the word? Expendable gender. Especially, like, if there's young kids, especially through history, young kids are a lot more dependent on the mom. I would say it's easier to have that dynamic where the young kids are more dependent on mom. So mom's not going to particularly go out and do the dangerous, risky stuff because it's harder if she gets hurt. And yeah, men are the expendable gender, which I think some people are fighting back against that concept. in the same way they fight back about like women being nurturing as a concept. But I don't know. Well, we could get into that a topic another time. Um, let's see. And probably gender roles as the terms being used has probably been pretty subjective. I think there's a difference between like gender roles and like the nature of men and women. That I'm sure a lot of gender roles through history are kind of built off of that nature. But I think it looks different, I'm sure, through history and different ways things are set up. Let's see. Mucho texto indeed, yeah, for real. I doubt she would be happy with a house husband while she brings home the bacon. There are some people that want that or claim they want that. I'm trying to think. I think the only person I've met who like the husband was staying home was they were older, had like one kid, and he was retired and she was still working. I don't know. People are different. I don't know. I'll go back to that. People are different. So lots of different scenarios, I guess. Let's see. Life sucks for dudes, but we still do it. LOL. I never heard of the use of folks. Is that like Latinx? Oh wait, is it the way she spelled it? He was upset at. Gosh, I don't know. I thought she spelled it normal. Latinx. Real Latinas hate Latinx. Exactly. I would be happy to defend my hypothetical wife and kids with my life. The same mindset applies to taking on hazardous work. If anyone is injured, it should be me. Good night, chat. Love y'all. I can't believe you used the word y'all. Potato. Ace Keeper Cancer. Robot. Have a good night. I'm gonna cancel you for using the word y'all. Each role has advantages and disadvantages. I hate the world so much. Ah! Oh, what a world we live in. We live in a society, chat. Oh, it's a bit late. Oh gosh, it's close to 2. It's a bit late for me to do too much deep thinking, but man, that was quite the exchange back and forth. Quite the exchange. Anything else interesting? Brilliant explanation and clear message. Hate that we need to guide our partners, and here's to learning and following through on the road ahead. Let's see. While in couples therapy, the therapist told me, why can't you just make him a list? He can't read your mind. I said, well, I will never feel okay with that. She told me that was on me then. In that moment, I checked out of therapy. Whew. I'll never forget a couples counselor telling me that if I want certain chores done, dishes was the topic, then I need to just do them myself because that's my problem. But everyone eats. Everyone's using the dishes. I'm so sorry you paid for crappy advice like that. My husband has gotten so much better at noticing and doing things instead of waiting for me. It significantly decreased the mental load for me. But I will say that you can't expect someone to read your mind is not garbage. It's very important concept that most people need to learn, though, through experience or in therapy. This is critical to being able to have healthy relationships, even outside of marriage. For me, that looks like me knowing I cannot possibly do everything I think I can and asking for help before I get overwhelmed. It can also look like being vulnerable, having helped me understand, or the story I'm telling myself is conversations. That's a pretty good point. How did your husband get better at noticing and doing things? Can you share how that change was accomplished? Lots of hard conversation, prayer, and counseling. We have been through a handful of very hard seasons in our marriage. 2 I thought we might not recover from, but thankfully he decided to do his work and make changes instead of ignoring them. I had to make changes too, like communicating better when I needed help, not assuming his response, giving him a chance to respond instead of assuming it would be negative, not pushing my high expectations on him, and understanding that even if he does things a different way than I do, he is still getting it done efficiently. Basically, releasing some control, recovering control freak and perfectionist here. Yeah, those are all good points. Let's see. But my ADHD, even with the list, I accomplish more after work on Wednesday than my spouse will accomplish on 3 days off. But also WTF is a day off. Why does that mean no responsibilities for spouse but never for me. Interesting. As a woman with ADHD, I will say it can be quite debilitating. I assume he's not using it as an excuse, though, because not all of us share the same symptoms to the same degree. My personal solution is to only date other neurodiverse individuals, as I don't think I'd be properly understood and respected by a neurotypical. Interesting. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Yes, no one made me a list. I had to figure it out. I was not taught everything I know. Some of it was notice and do. Currently in a busy phase of life and trying to figure out how to incorporate this without yelling out of frustration. I disagree. I'm a woman. I need a list and prompts. I don't automatically see what needs to be done, nor do I notice what needs to be done, even if I'm making a coherent, concerted effort. Some people, men and women, are not skilled or have aptitude in this area. I guess then that's the conversation of how to scaffold, in a way, kind of build up communications or certain things so that the person that needs more pointed direction can have it without the other person having to constantly provide it. Let's see, late night on a school night. Woo! Dating other autists is good advice, to be honest. I think there's one Instagram account where one of them has ADHD and one of them has autism. It's a cute little account. Alright, well, that one was pretty interesting. Alright, let's do a quick one more. Is there any other really funny ones? There's a whole bunch more about stay at home. Oh yeah, a lot of this is kind of exhausting. You can only go in the weeds for so long. Okay, this one is hilarious. We'll end on this one. I've got so many more. I'll have to do more of these because this is pretty fun. I guess I'll make a spot on the Discord for submitting some. Hey Vanilla, do you use lists? I make them, and sometimes in the act of just writing all the things out is enough. I don't always go back and check it. I like my planner. I like to be able to use my planner. Sometimes I'm not always good at it. I think my planner helps me. So I like a certain amount of lists, but I don't always like once, sometimes just writing the things out of my brain helps. I try not to take it too seriously because a lot of times I like overload it and like think I can do more than I'm actually able to accomplish. But it helps kind of focus what to focus on. So like I said, I like my planner list in some ways, even if it's just to get the things out of my head for a bit and I don't follow through on it. Let's see, using the term neurodivergent seems like a pretty big red flag to me. I don't know, at this point it's in everyone's vocabulary. Just kind of means people that have, I don't know, 3 to 4 letter little things, which I have my own opinions on those labels. We'll get into a different time. But I don't know, at this point everyone uses the term, so it kind of is what it is. Are you like into like the super planners, like I don't know those planners. I like Kate's planner. Here, I'll see if I can go to Kate's planner in a minute and show it to you. It's really cute. I like it a lot. It's fun. It's pretty simple. Alright, okay, this video is hilarious. We're gonna mostly wrap up on this one, so here we go. Hear me out, Cake.
My name is Abby and Adam Driver.
Shocking. I'm Madeline.
The shocking
and I
background.
brought the tiger from Zootopia.
I'm Liz, and I brought Nick Wilde from Zootopia. I'm Amelia, and I brought Bagheera from
Oh my gosh, if you don't know what's going on,
and I brought Roger Kefley.
this is the hear me out of
I'm
people
Abby,
they find
and I brought
attractive.
David from Lilo and Stitch.
I'm Madeline, and I brought the Stabbington brothers.
I'm Liz, and I brought Thomas Brody Sangster. I'm Amelia.
I don't know that one.
And I brought Hopper from a
Oh my god.
My name's Emma, and I brought Mike Heck from the middle.
I love how their voices keep getting
Hi, my
shakier.
name's Abby, and I brought
Oh man.
Madeline, and I was gonna bring the Iron Giant. So I brought the Stone Guardians from Atlantis.
Oh my god.
I'm Liz, and I brought Emperor Zurg. I'm Amelia.
Get wilder and wilder.
The king from Cars. My name's Emma,
Not
and
even
lastly,
human
I brought
shape.
Mordecai from.
Their faces. Oh man. Bug's Life. Oh man. That one's good. I think the comments on this were good. Let's see. This started out very, that's not a hear me out, that's a conventionally attractive movie star, and it ends with the Iron Giant and Stone Guardians. This cake was redeemed. Let's see. You think Adam Driver is conventionally attractive? Personally, I find him rather attractive, but he is obviously objectively conventionally attractive, though not in the same way as the Chris's are. Yeah, all those guys. Adam Driver isn't attractive, button. No shade. I just think he is more of a hear me out than you realize. There's only 19 likes on that, though. Adam Driver is literally my celebrity pass in my relationship, and I promise you, he isn't conventionally objectively attractive. Although this is like the male version of the Hillary Schwark argument from The Office. Yeah, they're just arguing if he's attractive or not. The bug. You also have to imagine Adam Driver in a world where he isn't rich or famous, because that's adding a lot too. Oh, the sound was kind of low in the video. I could play it again if you want. It's pretty funny. I can turn it up. Let's see. Okay, it's looping. Let's see. The carpet from Aladdin. He's got that riz. I can see that. The carpet has that riz. Oh man, someone's like, get out. Finally, someone says it. He's literally inanimate. Call that carpet on carpet action. What? Oh. Dude, what? LOL. Can't resist that high thread count. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Hopper is so valid. I used to have the biggest crush on him. The grasshopper. Bro, I thought that was gonna be like Hopper from Stranger Things. I did not expect an ant. He's a grasshopper. Bro, the Zootopia ones are so real. I'd die for Nick Loki. Dodger from Oliver and Company. Oh, the dog. I was hearing a YouTuber talking about fanfics of Rey and Adam Driver from Star Wars. So if they can argue for that, you... Yeah, that fandom is very big from what I hear. Not me thinking I'd probably bring Spirit. It's the eyebrows. Honorable mention, Kubu from The Lion King 2. I'll pack you on this, honestly. Not a single Fox Robin Hood. I think I'm old. Possibly. They picked Nick. For me, he is the modern version. My first crush was Robin Hood the Fox. Also, Maid Marian was pretty foxy too. Hopper. Let's see. I respect all of those, but Mordecai? I don't know much about Mordecai. Oh, with all due respect, take several seats. Where's Howl's from Howl's Moving Castle? Yeah. Yep. Nikki, if you need to hear you out, because I think everyone knows he's fine. He's such a funny character. Let's see. Iron Giant and Emperor Zurg help. Ollie, don't make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's bad. There's nothing redeemable about that's for our man, Emperor Zurg. I can rest well knowing I don't have to feel bad about my hear me out. Oh man. Why did they pick the Iron Giant? I think there's another comment here that was like, this is proof you don't have to be super attractive to get a good woman. Oh, you just gotta have the riz of an animated character. If guys did this, it would be a degenerate mess. I need to hear guys that have like the most random, I mean, I don't know, things like Lola Bunny. I'm sure that one's pretty average. I wonder what like random ones people would come up with. I guess, I don't know, well, I'll say like in a broad brush stroke, you know, majority sort of thing. Most men, it's more the like physical look side of the attraction. For women, there's a lot more of the emotional attraction that plays into the overall attraction. So I guess it doesn't matter as much how they look. Even grasshoppers. To everyone saying that David isn't a hear me out because he's hot, my brother and sisters in Christ, he's a 2D cartoon character. Yeah, but so... Adam Driver sitting next to 10 animals and 2 machines and a bug! There's a couple other guys there. Don't forget the literal rock. Oh man. Where's Kronk from Emperor's New Groove? Not the Timu Iron Giants. The robots. Who's his? What's the hear me out on the robots? Which one? Because hear me out on both. Hear me out on Diesel. Where's Diego from Ice Age? Oh man. You can tell from their reactions that this is not the first time she's fought for her stance on Adam Driver. I stand with Adam for life. The toothbrush from Colgate ad would treat me right? Oh my gosh. The one Fred who brought 0 humanoid characters has me crying. Oh, and here I was thinking they had so many friends, thought they were all different girls, now they just got their handful. I remember being mildly obsessed with the background lore of that movie when I was like 12. All the ghosts had backstories and little clips on the DVD special. Oh, the Casper maybe? Oh, there's that guy. He's got Riz. Got Riz. Sigma Riz. Oh. No, why did you remind me that kid was... why did you remind me that kid me was swooned? I wanna hang out with all this. You all, this looks so fun. Missing Festival Optimus Prime. There's another for Diego. Oh, got a Wildcrats. Both for me. He was my childhood crush. Oh gosh, I need to find the little edit I saw someone make of him. I'm not the only one who had a crush on him. It's a little bit sassy. I gotta see if I can find the little clip of him. I had a crush on them both, but especially Chris. My friend and I can't talk about this show because he thinks Martin is the hot one, and if we get started on that, there'll be a rift in the family. Yep. What's his name? From, just Daddy, oh my gosh. I forget his name now. Oh, now it's just everyone. Oh, that's a different one. The dragon boy from, Spirited Away. Yes. Wood cake. Yep, there's Spirit. And look at the Lion King. Oh, there's that. It's looping. I swear there's the Iron Giant is crazy. Stone Guardians of Atlantis. Oh, there's that guy. Where's Gil from Finding Nemo? Oh my gosh. That Mordecai. Hi, I'm just a girl and I brought Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Mordecai girl, that guy got problems. Oh man. A lot of people for Diego. There was one comment that was like, there's hope for us. I think it's looping now. Okay, that one was good. That one was good. Okay, I wanted to look up... Here, I'll show you, let me find Kate. I'll show you my Instagram Oshi real quick. Hang on. Oh, that one was good. I need more funny ones. I need to, when I do Instagram stuff, I need to intersperse funny with, kind of crazier ones. Let's see, hear me out. I fell hard for certified woman who was lesbian masculine one. She was fun to be around. I wrote that backstory. She was a woman with masculine tendencies, but she looked kind of cute in glasses. How to Train Your Dragon. Well, I know it's How to Train... Hiccup. Hiccup's the name. Alright, real quick. Let me find... Show you my Instagram, Oshi. Kate from Venison for Dinner. She's great. I love her. Hang on. She's a cool lady. Let me show you my Instagram, Oshi. I tend to fall hard for tomboys. Alright, here's her page. She's really cool. There's mead. She makes mead. She's just really cool. Cool lady. I don't know where her planner's at. She's got a lot of good content. Lots of good stuff. Because it's like, it's just their life. You know, she's not putting up a facade trying to sell you something. It's just, this is their life. You know, that they've been doing for a long time. And she was able to build a business, helping show more, teaching more about how to do different things. In her Insiders Club. There's a lot of good stuff. I don't know where her planner's at. Maybe a little bit further down. Oh, this one was funny. We'll have to, that trout one's kind of funny. That one got a lot of views. Where's the planner? I wanted to show off the planner. She's very real. She's not putting on any facades. Oh, here it is, the homesteading planner. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, it's only got that. Is there another view of it? I don't know. It's really handy. It's a nice little setup. I like the way it's set up. She's my favorite for sourdough recipes. I love her sourdough master sourdough loaf recipe. You just like make it and shape it however you want. It's great. I don't know where the planner's at. Maybe there's more in the stories. But anyway, she's really cool. I like her. She's got a lot of good stuff. All kinds of stuff. Oh, there's the planner. Maybe it shows it here. Kind of has like these little sections here, different little blocks to write in, and then you can do like write down food and stuff. Anyway, that's the planner. Okay, I wanted to see if I can find that one Chris video real quick. Hang on, let me hide this again. Based mead maker, Rami was talking about making honey mead the other day, and it seems like a really fun project. So I made mead before we moved. I have this strawberry mead that has been sitting at my family's house for May, June, July, like almost a year and a half. It's been sitting there. I need to do a stream where I finally taste it because it's been sitting there a while. So we'll see if it's still good or if it's more vinegar. But yeah, mead's really fun. All right, let me look up. Come over here a second. There's a silly little Chris video. Let's see. I can't remember how to spell Chris. Blanking. Uh-oh, baby's waking. I should probably find a raid. Oh, here, this one. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick. And then I should go to baby. It got late. Alright, this one's just kind of funny. You ready? Hang on, let me adjust it. There we go. Okay, we'll watch this real quick. It's kind of funny. I'll turn up the volume. See if this is the one. I'll cut this out at the end if this is the one that makes me like takes away monetization because of the song. Like, so silly. Such a funny little edit there. All right, let me find. It's well, the planner is digital. You download it and then you can print it off, or she partnered with someone that you could have them like print it and like spiral bind it. I did that the first time I got her planner. And then this time, since I wanted to be able to like put it in my other little thingamabob, I just, well, actually, since I'm part of the Insiders Club, I got it for free since I was part of the Insiders Club. But I just printed off what I need, which I only did for the rest of the time I'm in the States, and then I'll print the rest later when I go home. But it's nice. I like it. It's very handy. All right, let's see. Who is streaming? Who's around to raid? I hope you guys enjoyed this. How do you like it? How did you like this little experiment of reading some Instagram posts? Deep dive, sort of. Reading different arguments, basically. Gosh, so much of it is the what's it? A lot of the things I have saved are about stay-at-home moms. There's quite a lot of opinions on that. Let's see here. Who shall we raid? Who shall we raid? I enjoy drama content way too much. It's a little exhausting in a way. I definitely next time I need to do more funny content between it. Otherwise it's just like, oh. So this feels a bit more low-key and more mature though. It's interesting for sure. Let's see. Who shall we raid? There's a couple people live. Maybe here, maybe there. There's some guy that has 2 views. We can go raid him. Yeah, let's raid this guy. I forget how you say it. His name is Chronicle Celestial or something. We will raid this guy. He's playing some sort of game. We can say hi. So yeah. Well, thank you everyone for joining me on my late night streams. Hopefully, I need to make sure I get myself to bed. Because sometimes I'll be too awake after a stream and I'll linger and then it will be even more late. So I need to go straight to bed. Actually, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to make sure I've timed out things like YouTube and Instagram, so that I am not tempted to get distracted on those things. I'm going to use that little forest app. Is handy because then if I try and get into the apps, I have to kill the plant. So it's good motivation to not go into the apps. There we go. I started it. Now I can make myself go to bed. No webtoons, no Instagram, none of that. I don't know why, but this stream makes me think of Hannah Barron. I'm not sure if I know who that is. Thanks for the fun and insightful stream as always, Minna. Thank you, US Liberty Incident. I'm glad you could enjoy it. And I shall be back tomorrow, barring anything else that happens, to do some coloring. So actually, maybe I'll take just a moment to make the waiting room for that, or pick out what coloring page I'm doing. I gotta remember who gave me, or remember the name of the guy that gave me, because it's his coloring book that he generously was like, here, you can have it so you can color. And I was like, oh, cool, that sounds fun. I shall do that. All right. Well, time to say goodnight. So, as always, until next time, stay fresh, my friends.